Alola! I am the official name rater. My job is to look through the first page of Google, review the nicknames provided by the internet, and then give my recommendations at the end. Today we're looking at Ultra Beast number 2, Absorption, Buzzwole. And in my opinion, I like Buzzwole. I think he's pretty cool. So I didn't grow up watching the Batman animated series, but it's kind of fun because like I've seen some little clips and highlights of it as an adult, and I'm just like, damn, that's kind of cool. Like, I don't know. I'm in love with the Mark Hamill Joker. I love that. So just going on though, Bane is a name we've seen before, and like that's fine as a name. And it makes me curious how Bane was actually kind of portrayed in that show because I've never seen clips of that before. But sure, for the sake of it, we'll bring that up and say, yeah, cool. All right, let's go on a few of these. So we've talked about Arnold Schwarzenegger before, and by that I mean the internet did, and I chose to ignore it. I don't even remember what Pokemon it was for, but I know it was something in Alola, and I think you could fit Schwarzenegger in there. Just maybe, I'm not sure. But if you wanted to do that, do the last name. Don't do Arnold. Everyone's gonna know who that is because it's not a common last name. And then Hercules. I don't really know if I agree with Buzz Lightyear. Buzz Lightyear won't fit. That's 13 characters. Yeah, too long. Hercules fine. Chad is a joke, but even then, yeah. Okay, all right. So I mentioned this. I read a comment. Jason says it might be from the same person in the Nihilego episode where he was talking about the 7 deadly sins, and I was like, okay, that's cool, that's interesting. And you could use the Ultra Beasts as the 7 deadly sins, but there's like a bunch of them, so kind of doesn't work. But it's just an idea. And my idea for Buzzwole would be like pride, because he's always flexing and showing off, and he actually has a personality and stuff like that. I just want to take a bit of praise. They're very limited in what they do. But the animations that Buzzwole does do, I fucking love. Like, realistically, he's kind of like more of a modern day Poliwrath from the Pokemon Stadium era. But if you constantly you send him out and he's constantly moving, flexing, and showing off like that, like that's perfect. That's the kind of shit that makes me like a Pokemon. It shows that it has a personality. Not like this static shit where he just stands there and does nothing. The fact that he chooses to display personality through motion, like it means something. So that's why Buzzwole is probably one of my favorites. And it's just objectively better than Pheromosa, in my opinion. Alright, well, I'm going to kind of skim through this. So I'm not going to say I like Armstrong as a nickname, because it's really kind of boring and bland. But I do think it's funny how I remember as a kid feeling like Armstrong was the most popular last name on the planet, and then like 20 years later, and I only met one other person with that last name. But acknowledging that one, I guess, for the sake of it. And then Mansquito, if you want a pun there. And then we go down here, and I actually didn't expect to see this one. This one was a comment suggestion. Johnny Bravo. They're both flexing, so I mean, it works. Like, I didn't think about it, but yeah, personality-wise, it's the Johnny Bravo of Pokemon. Please give me fan art of Buzzwole wearing sunglasses with the Johnny Bravo hair. It's perfect. And then put him next to Pheromosa saying, "Hey there, little mama," or something like that. That'd be great. Okay, Flexecutioner points for a good pun name, I guess. Didn't expect to see that one. I kind of like it. I don't particularly care for Brock Lesnar. I like the concept of wrestling names if done right, but I don't think Brock Lesnar, John Cena are going to be good choices, for instance. Like, if you want to do, even Undertaker's one where it's like, I like that, but I don't know who I would give it to because I feel maybe Ghost Dog would work because Grave. That's an idea. Or how Incineroar is Kane because of the color scheming, like that one. But for the most part, I think most of them don't fit that well, so it's kind of hard. But if you can make it work, I like the concept. I just don't think I would go for someone with like first name, last name, No Shawn Michaels. I don't know. Probably not Bret Hart. Steve Austin. Yeah, I don't know if those would do it for me. Okay. Yeah, there's not too much as far as nickname ideas. This one does acknowledge that it's like, oh, it's a great name, which actually I agree. And I feel like, I'm gonna say, at least since Arceus, they fucking skyrocketed in quality as far as names go. Like, Fido is another perfect example. Overquill is beautiful. Like, I'm happy with some of the names they've come up with. I think it's funny how you've got Fuecoco and Sprigatito, which is like, hey, you know, Spanish. And then they go Quaxley because duck goes quack quack. And that's just kind of silly. Like, they couldn't think of anything relevant for that. But anyway, that's it. There wasn't really shit for our flexi friend here, Absorption UB number 2, which apparently it's expansion in Japanese. Didn't know that. But hey, spreadsheet's empty. We went over our content suggestion of Johnny Bravo, and the one thing I had written down was just Macho Man, which it's a good name. It's a good generic kind of name. And you see how it's Macho Man and not Randy Savage? There you go. You can throw that on any fighting type. I don't know if I would I don't know if there's any other videos I could recommend to help you, because it's, I don't know, like it's a cool Pokemon, and I feel like, you know, you could maybe say Machamp if you want a comparison, but I don't know if Machamp is going to give you the results you want. So that's my reluctance. I don't personally nickname legendary, so I don't have anything, but this is just an idea. So whatever ideas and suggestions you have, feel free to put in the comments below. Give a thumbs up to the ones you think are good. Let us what you'd use. Let us know what you'd use, what you'd recommend. It has a personality. It has a direction for you to run with. Like there's something. And I did a little bit of research on Nihilego after recording it, and if you haven't, read the origin and the nickname origin of it. It's actually kind of fascinating, because it's like, oh yeah, its name literally means I am nothing, or stuff like that, and the idea of id, which I wanted explained, and I got it explained thanks to Bulbapedia. Nihilego's a pretty cool Pokemon. I also forgot to say, if that one didn't help you, then Jellicent or Tentacruel, but too little too late.